Good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon, grade 7. How are you today? I hope that you enjoy your time in Ramadan by praying on time and reading the Quran al-Kareem. Don't forget to do this two together. Okay, our lesson today is talking about revision, about circumference. So the circumference here, find the radius or the diameter, find the radius or the diameter of each circle with the given dimensions. Again, find the radius or diameter, find the radius or diameter of each circle with the given dimensions. If he gives me the diameter is equal 20, if he gives me the diameter is equal 20, we said that before, the diameter is equal double radius. So the diameter here is double radius. So if you have the diameter is 20, so if you need the radius, I will divide this number over 2. We will divide this number over 2i, because here I need the radius only. So the radius is half of the diameter, like that. You are double your brother. You are double your brother. If you have 20 Saudi Riyal, so your brother have what? Your brother have 10 only. How? I will divide it 20 over 2. I will divide it 20 over 2. So the result of the radius is equal 10. If I have the radius here is equal 4. In the second question, I have the radius is equal 4. How I can find the diameter? If you need the diameter, in this case, you will multiply this one by 2. Again, if he gives me that, in the example, he gives me the radius is 4 centimeter or 4 inch, whatever, the unit. We will do what? We will multiply this one by 2 because I need the diameter. So the diameter here is equal 4 by 2. I will multiply this 4 by 2, it gives me 8. So the result of this one, 4 by 2, gives me 8 inches. If he gives me the diameter in the third example, the diameter is equal 11 yards. So I have the diameter is equal 11 yards. So the radius in this case is half of this number. Half of this number, it means I will divide this number over 2. I will divide this number over 2. If you will divide this number over 2, what happens? I will divide it 11 over 2. It gives me 5.5 yards. So if you will divide this number over 2, this number, if I will divide it over 2, it gives me 11 divided by 2. 11 divided by 2, it gives me what? It gives me 5.5. If it gives me the radius is equal 15, the radius is equal to 15. So what we have here? The radius is equal to 15, so I have 15 times 2. 15 times 2. 15 times 2 is equal what? 15 times 2 is equal 30. So if he gives me the radius, in this case, is equal 15, so the diameter in this case is equal double of this number. Double of this number, it means twice, times 2. I will multiply this number by 2. So the radius, 15, multiply this number by 2, it gives me what? 30. So the result of the diameter in this case is equal 30. Again, if you need the radius, divide it by 2. If I need the radius, I will divide it by 2. If you need the diameter, multiply by 2. So in this case, I have the diameter is equal 7 feet. The diameter is equal 7 feet. What we will do in this case? I need the radius, so I will divide it by 2. I will divide this number over 2. So 7 divided by 2 here, it gives me what? It gives me 3.5. I will divide this number over 2. So the radius here is equal what? Diameter divided by 2. So 7 divided by 2 is equal 3.5. 3.5. Here we have the radius is equal 6.5. 6.5. If I have the radius is equal 6.5, if you need the diameter, so you need the double of this number. You need the double of this number. It means you will multiply this number by 2. You will get the product of this number by 2 times 2. Double this number twice. So the double or twice of this number, 6.5 times 2, it gives me 13. And according to the unit, if you have centimeter like here, the unit is will be centimeter. If you have the unit is kilometer, it will be the kilometer. If you have the unit is feet, the same. The unit is will be doesn't change. So again, my friend, in grade 7, you must care about that. If you need the radius, you must multiply. No, You need the radius, so you will divide it. So if I have diameter, remember that diameter divided by 2. Diameter divided by 2. If you have diameter, divided by 2. If you have the radius, multiply by 2. Okay? Now we go to another example. Look with me to this head of this example. Find the circumference of each circle. Find the circumference of each circle using 3.14 or 22/7. This one is 22/7. The error here is 22/7 4 pi. So we replace pi with 3.14 or 22/7. What is the circumference, my friend? We said that grade 7, we have 2 rules of circumference. You have 2 rules of circumference. What is the 2 rules? The 2 rules may be 2 by r, if I have the radius, circumference equal 2 by r. Again, circumference equals what? Circumference equal 2 by r. Again, circumference equal what? 2 by r. Or the circumference is equal by d. By d, it means by times d. You will have circumference equal 2 by r, circumference equal 2 by r, or by d, by times d. So according to the given, if you have the radius like here, this is called by the radius. Why I called it by radius? Because it's joining between the center and any point on the circle. And all the radii of the same circle are equal. So again, what is the radius? The radius here is the line segment joining between the center and any point on the circle. The radius is what again? It's line segment joining between the center and any point on the circle. So the radius here is a line segment joining between the center and any point on the circle. And the diameter here, it means what? All this length, all of this length is equal diameter. Okay? So the radius is equal here 8.4, but here this one is called by the diameter and this one is 5. How I can find the circumference in the both? Look with me carefully. We will get the first one. I will write the rule. The rule here is what? The rule is 2 by r. The circumference of the circle here is 2 by r. What is 2 by r, my friend? Look with me, please. 2 times pi times r. I will multiply 2 times pi. Pi here is equal what? Pi here I will substitute with 22/7. So I will make fraction like this shape. So again, my friend, be with me, please. I will make what? Look with me. I will use this rule. Look with me. I will write 2 times 22/7. I will write the fraction 22 here over what? Over down, I will write 7. So 22/7. And after that, we'll go to beside the number to write 8.4. So we'll write this one by this shape. Again, my friend, I need to calculate the circumference of the circle. What is the meaning of the circumference again? I said circumference is the length of the frame of the circle. If I cut this one and make it line, like this shape, if you make this one like line, like this shape, so if you draw a line, so it gives you that straight line, open straight line, and you will get the circumference how again? By this rule, 2 by r. Again, the circumference is equal 2 by r. And pi here is equal 22/7. We'll have that 2 times 22/7. This is the value of pi. I will replace pi with 22/7 times 8.4, the radius. Okay? The result in this case is equal what? 52.8. So again, if I need the length of the circumference, what we'll do in this case, I will make 2 by r. What is the meaning of the 2 by r? 2 times 22/7 times 8.4. So we'll multiply them together to gives me 52.8. If we look into the second example, look with me in the second example here in number 8. If I have the diameter, why I call this one by diameter? I call this one by diameter because I have the length of this all. So the length of the diameter here is 5. The length of the diameter here is 5. This is the diameter. My diameter is 5. So how I can calculate the circumference? Circumference, it means the length of this frame. If you need to cut this frame and you need to find the length of this frame, it gives me circumference. So the diameter here is 5. The diameter here is 5. And this one is called by what? This one is called by circumference, my friend. How I can get the circumference here? By this rule. Pi times d. Pi times d. What is pi in this case? I will put pi by 3.14. So I will put by 3.14 times D. What is D? D here is 5. 3.14 times 5. So 3.14 times 5, it gives me 15.7. Again, I have 3.14. 3.14 times this number, 5. So 3.14 times this number, 5. So this number, it gives me what? It gives me 15.7. So the result in this case is equal 15.7. Now we go to another example. According to the unit here, this is centimeter, so the unit here is 15.7 centimeter. This one is 15.7 centimeter. Look with me to number 9, my friend. In number 9, what we have? In number 9, my friend, we have the radius is 14.2 riyar. Again, the diameter, the radius here is 14.2. Why I call this one by radius? I call this one by radius because this is a line segment joining between the center and any point on the circle. So this one I called it by the radius. Why? In number 9. In number 9 here, this one is called by radius. Why? Because it's joining between the center and any point on the circle. So if you have the radius is equal 14.2, what is the circumference in this case? If you have the radius is equal 14.2, so the circumference is equal what? You will multiply this one by 2 by 22/7 or 3.14. By here, I can put it by the both, 3.14 or 22/7. So I will use the rule is 2 by r. 2 times by here is 3.14 times r. R here is what? 14.4. 14.2. If I will multiply the three together, the three together will be multiplied together. I have the result is 89.176. So if you multiply the three together, I will multiply 2 by 3.14 by 14.2. So the result in this case is equal 89.176. So if you need the circumference, don't forget, I have two rules, grade 7. The circumference means what again? My friend in grade 7, the circumference means that. The circumference means the length of the frame. The circumference means this length of the frame. Maybe we calculate it by 2 by r. 2 by r. Again, the circumference is equal what? 2 by r. 2 by r. 2 by r. What is by? By is ratio between the circumference and the diameter. By is ratio between circumference and the diameter. And by here, my friend, is equal 3.14 or 22/7. Okay? So we will substitute in this rule because we have circumference. So we use 2 times 3.14 times 14.2 in this case. So if you got the result here, the result is equal 89.176. 89.176. If I need to approximate it to one decimal, look with me carefully. Here, 7 is less than 5? No, it's greater than 5. So 7 is greater than 5. So this number 7 is greater than 5. I will cancel this 7 and add 1. We add 1, it equals 89.2. So the result of this one is 89.2. The next example, number 10. Here I have the diameter. He gives me here the diameter. What we do in this case? We have here the diameter because this line segment is joining between 2 points over the circle or it's the longest line segment joining between 2 points and passing through the center. It's called by diameter. The diameter, my friend, has two definitions. The diameter has two definitions. The first one is the longest line segment in the circle. The longest line segment in the circle, or the chord passing through the center. The chord passing through the center. So you have here the diameter all is equal 6.25. We will multiply 6.25. 6.25 multiplied by what? By. I will put by here by 3.14, my friend. So if you multiply the both together, the result here is equal 19.62 or 625. But because we need the result to one decimal place, we need the result approximated to one decimal place. Yes. So we have 2 here is less than 5. 2 here, my friend, is less than 5. So we cancel 2 and write the number as it is 19.6. So we will cancel 2 here. We will cancel 2 here and write the number 19.6. Look with me to example number 11. What we have in example number 11, my friend? In example number 11, I have only the diameter. So in example number 11, we have here the diameter. So if you have the diameter here is equal 24. This is the diameter is equal 24. Your diameter is equal 24, my friend. What we have to do the circumference. What is the circumference again? The length of the frame. The total of this, or the length of the frame of the circle. The length of the frame of the circle. The perimeter of the circle. The circumference of the circle. So this one is equal by times d. By times d. By here is equal 3.14 times d here is equal 24. So 3.14 times 24, my friend, this one is equal 75.36. So this one is equal 75.36. 75.36. So this is my result. My result here is equal 75.36. Okay? If we look into another example, another example, number 12. What we have in number 12, my friend? He gives me also the diameter is equal 38. I give you 2 minutes to thinking about how I can find the circumference in this case. 2 minutes? Yes, you must write firstly the rule. So the circumference here of the circle is equal by times d. Circumference of the circle here is equal by times d. By times d. What is by? By here is equal 3.14. Excellent. By here is equal 3.14. I will multiply that by 38. So I will multiply 3.14 times 38. 3.14 times 38. What is the result in this case? I will multiply 3.14 times 38. So the result is equal 119.32. If you have 2 here, 2 is less than 5, right? 2 here is less than 5. So it equals 119.3. So the result in this case is 119.3. If we look into the other example, number 13 here, how I can find the circumference of the circle. The circumference here, it means the length of the frame of the circle. And you have here the radius is equal 10. The radius here, why this one is called by radius again? The radius here, because I have the line segment joining between the center and any point on the circle. So I will multiply the radius 10 by 3.14. Again, I will multiply 3.14 times 10. 3.14 times 10. You got the result is equal. The result is equal 31.4. So the result in this case is equal 31.4. So this one is 31.4 inches. 31.4 inches, my friend. Don't forget that. If you need the circumference, you have 2 rules. Okay? I can write it by this way. I make a trick. No. This one is wrong. Why? Because this one is not diameter. You must multiply the answer, multiply by 2, because it will be 2 by r. 2 by r, not by times d directly. Here, this is the radius. So I will multiply by this shape, 2 by r. It equals 62.8. Again, remember, if you have the radius, you must multiply by 2. If you have the radius like here, you must multiply by 2. Don't forget that, because it will be wrong answer. I need you now to have your time to solving number 14. Don't forget, the rule firstly is 2 by r. The rule firstly is 2 by r. How I can get the circumference? It means the length of the frame of the circle if you have the radius is 17. The radius here, my friend, is 17. How I can do that? Excellent. The rule is 2 by r. And by here, I will replace it with 3.14. So I will write 2 times 3.14. 2 times 3.14 times what? Times 17. 2 times 3.14 times 17. It equals 106.76. 106.76. 6 here is greater than 5. 6 here is greater than 5. So I will cancel this 6 and I will write the number as it is. Okay? Firstly, I need you to remember 2 main points. You must write the rule, my friend. You must write the rule. You have the rule of the circumference. If you have the radius, is 2 by r. If you have the radius, is 2 by r. If you have the diameter like here is pi times d. After you write the rule, you will replace pi by 3.14 or 22/7. After that, my friend, you will do what? You will make this one, okay? And you will find the replacement or substitution. And after you make replacement or substitution, you will make the result and find the value of the number of the circumference. In the end of the session, I need to thank all grade 7 to participate in this session. Okay, thank you, grade 7. Enjoy your time in Ramadan by praying and reading Holy Quran. Okay, thank you, grade 7, for your time. See you tomorrow, inshallah, with the next lesson. Is will be the area. Is the area of the circle. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye bye.